Hi everybody, it's Mark Shellshear. This is the Mark Art Show coming to you from the Shellshear project in Brisbane, Australia. You know, over the weekend I was talking to some friends and we were talking about business and the things that we do and the things I do. And they were saying that, how do you hang in there when it doesn't seem to be working? And I said, you know, the truth is, you've got to stay until it does. You've got to stay until it turns, until it happens. And I said, and that's what success makes. Success is not about giving up because something doesn't work out. And especially in the art business, even more so. Because we're, you know, artists, we're struggling to get sales, we're putting ourselves out there, we're getting attention, and sometimes it seems like it just isn't happening for us. But that can happen in all business. All business is the same. That where, you know, in the beginning, you're looking to get attention, you're looking to get your product out there, and it can be hard. That's why many small businesses don't last. So for us, we've got to be prepared to stay until it turns, until it happens. And so I put some things down for us, you know, for what do we do in that staying time, in that time where we're staying until. And that's how I see it, staying until, you know, and having that kind of attitude. Okay, so let's see, 4 things that I think that you've got to do if you're going to stay until. And one is, number one, and this is very obvious, is don't give up. You see, the reason most people do not get their goals or achieve their goals is because they give up. As simply as that. And the moment you give up, you're out of the game. If you want to keep playing, you can't give up. So you've got to have that kind of tenacity, that determination that no matter what, I am going to keep playing the game. Even if it looks like I'm not winning, even if it looks like I'm not getting ahead, I'm going to hang in there and I'm going to do it and accomplish this. I'm going to go forward. You know, it's kind of like hoping against hope. You know, being the one who's going to go there and do it. Because look, the truth is, the moment you give up, you've given up. It's over. So you can't give up. You can have your down days and you can have your tough days and so forth. But in the midst of all those things, you've got to hang in there and not give up. Okay, the second thing, and this is something I think is important. Learn to analyze and think. Now, we all think, obviously, but this is analyze and think about the things that we're doing. You know, I always look at everything that I do and I always question it. Every day I say to myself, how can I make my blogs better? How can I make my video better? What little thing could I do that would just make such a big difference? And yet many artists don't do that. Many artists don't sit down and say things like, what could I do better that would make a huge difference to my practice? And often it's just a little thing, you know. Often it's some little thing that we could just do that would make such a difference. So analyze. Sit down and analyze what you do each day. Look at your art practice. Have a look at it and see if you can find places where you can ask that question, you know, what am I not doing that I could do? And all that. I always ask questions. In the morning when I sit down and do my rituals, I just sit and ask questions and ask myself that question. I ask, what can I do better? It's kind of like, it's a bit like money, you know. We get a thing with money and we want to go and buy something, and our first thing we say is, oh, I cannot afford that. And you know, that's really the wrong thing to say, because that just shuts the gate. Once you say, I cannot afford that, it just finishes it. What would be better to say is, how could I afford this? What could I do that would give me the extra money to afford this? And start to think of it as a question. Everything is a question. Don't shut things down. The moment you shut it down as, I can't do that, I'm not good at that, I can't accomplish that, I don't read books. The moment you say those things, you immediately bring it to an end, because your mind will agree with you. You've got to ask it as a question. What could I do better? What can I do that will improve my art practice? Always ask yourself questions. I think that is so important, my friends. Next things, ideas and inspirations. This is one reason I keep a journal, because I have lots of ideas, always got ideas. Ideas are easy to get. So I just write them all down. I might not use them today, But when I go back and reread my journals, I see these written down, these ideas, and I think, whoa, maybe that's for now. That was a great idea. And you see, ideas inspire us. We're inspired by ideas. We're inspired by optimism, by the chance that this could change everything. And we need to do that. We need to have great ideas. So write your ideas down. They might be for tomorrow. They mightn't be for today, but don't lose them. A lot of people lose their ideas because they say, yeah, well, I'll remember that. No, you won't. You don't remember it. It's gone. So write it down. Ideas are life-changing. Ideas really are. I look back and because I reread my journals constantly, and I'm rereading the ones from 2015 right now. Oh, some marvelous things, you know, and I think, wow, that's for now. I'm glad I wrote that down. So guys, write your ideas down. Great ideas inspire us to do better and to be better. You can be what you want to be. You really can. There's always this staying until time. You've got to just stay there. You see, the reason people are successful is because they just stayed longer. They hung in there and they did it. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to hang in there, even if it doesn't look like it's happening, even if it doesn't look like it's going to be successful, even if nobody contacts us. The attitude is, this is mine, this is what I do. I planted this seed, and God will make the tree grow. You see, that's the truth. Imagine if we had to make the tree grow, it would never happen. So we plant the seed and the tree, nature makes it grow. Great ideas inspire us. Be inspired, my friends. And look, the last thing is, don't dwell on what didn't work. Dwell on what did work. No, we so often, you know, and I do it. Something goes wrong. You know, I get a bad criticism or someone has a go at me about something, and I sit there and I question myself. Did I do the right thing? Did I do the wrong thing? You know, should have I worded that differently? How did I go about that? And you know, that's the wrong thing to dwell on. It really is the wrong thing for me to dwell on. What we're going to dwell on is the successful things. Read the successful reports. Read the nice things people say and dwell on those, because that's what makes us stronger. That's what causes us to improve. We don't improve when we get negative. When we get negative, it's all gone out the door. And we sit down and slowly we take the steps down, not steps up. So dwell on what did work. Think of the good things that happen and dwell on those, because that's what will improve us and inspire us and get us motivated to go forward and do the things that we were called to do. And art's a calling. I believe that totally and completely, that art is a calling, that you're called into the arts, and it's up to you to fulfill that calling. And how do you do that? You stay until it turns, until it happens. Staying until. Write that in your studio. I'm staying until it turns. And hang in there, have self-belief and be strong. And when the doubt comes and the thief comes to talk to you, ignore it. Don't. Staying until it turns. Okay, my friends, I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you to have a great week and go out there and make changes and change your world and, you know, do things in your art practice, because that's what's exciting when new things take place. All right, you have a fabulous day today. I hope everything goes well for you. Remember, people are hurting out there. Hugs and smiles are free. Please give them away generously. And I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. Ciao.